What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Mandarin Metal, and we are continuing our journey in F1 2023. It is 2024, and we are hoping for a good year in F1. But we need to focus on this season at the moment because we're still trying to fight for the constructors, or not the constructors, the driver's title. I think the constructors title is over, and we are currently in the mid-season break, but we are getting a few upgrades. So hopefully the Dutch Grand Prix is going to be a little easy. We are in Zandvoort this week, and we're hoping for a great race and some good performance just out of our car. Now, obviously, we need to do some activities, and we've managed to complete all of our activities for the week, and we are going to the Dutch Grand Prix. Now we can see the race. There is a little bit of rain forecasted, and it is at the end of the race, so this is going to be very important in terms of our strategy. We need to nail the strategy to ensure that we do well in the race. So yeah, now we are going through to practice. I think practice 2 there is some rain predicted. So we are bringing some new upgrades to this track. I'm hoping that the upgrades will do us well in terms of performance in the car. This is a very high downforce circuit, so you know we've got a lot of downforce on this car at the moment. So we are hoping for some good performance, like I said. But we are just going to run out onto the hard tires. We don't have a track acclimatization, so we're going to do it ourselves. And as you can see, we do set some fast laps on the hard tires. So this is looking promising for our race. Even for qualifying, could we potentially get a pole position? We are 9th fastest with the hard tires. So we will be going onto the soft tire. We're going to do an ERS management. We only have one set of medium tires, so this is why we're going to do it on a soft tire. And hopefully we're able to achieve an optimal lap time with saving enough energy. So ERS, we're just pretty much trying to be efficient with how we distribute our energy and how we use our energy. So if we use overtake, the more energy we use, but if we don't use overtake, then we don't use as much energy. And we did. We set a good lap time, and we managed to achieve what we wanted. And we are going to go out for a fastest lap, kind of replicating our quali lap that we want to have a look at. And now coming to the end of this lap, we are just behind Magnussen, and we have improved by 8 tenths, almost 9 tenths. It's a 111.1. We just set the fastest lap in practice 1, and Max Verstappen is just behind us with Lewis Hamilton. So Max obviously wants to win this Grand Prix because he is Dutch, he is from the Netherlands, so you know this is his home race, and I'm expecting a lot from him this weekend, maybe even outperforming us, you know, trying to put everything on the table. Now we will go to practice 2, and we're going to try and finish off our race strategy and our time management programs. And then, like I said, we don't generally do practice 3, we skip it and we'll go into quali. And here we go, we are starting our race strategy, and honestly, we did really well in terms of the lap times. There was a few mistakes here and there, just trying to learn the car and how to exit in certain situations. So this was a very important thing to learn as we went on. But it was optimal. The times weren't bad, and I don't think we had a very high tire wear, which, I mean, the last couple of races we've been struggling with tire wear, and you can see it's pretty much on the line in terms of the projected tire wear. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to go out for a time management program, and this is going to see if we are actually hitting that optimal point in terms of tire wear, and we did. We also nailed this program, which is what we wanted. We nailed all 3 practice programs, getting 5 out of 5 for all 3 of them, and this is going to help us in terms of development, also kind of reducing the cost for developing certain components in the car. And again, we're going to go out on the soft tires to set the fastest lap, kind of replicating that quali lap, and we set the fastest first sector, set the fastest second sector, and the fastest third sector. We put in a 1:10.9, so we went quicker, but Max Verstappen is yet again 2 tenths behind us, but Lewis Hamilton is 7 tenths. So it's looking like Max Verstappen and Mandarin Metal shootout for your qualifying, and that's exactly what we're going to have a look at. Are we able to achieve our pole position? Not our pole position, but a pole position. Are we able to achieve it? Are we going to be able to do this well enough and not crumble under the pressure? And hopefully we can get the starting position that we want. But we have to perform well enough in qualifying to get pole position. So let's have a look. We have skipped some of the time to, just to see what lap time we need to meet. And here we go. We are on our flying lap for the Dutch Grand Prix. Into turn 1 we go, getting a good exit out of turn 1. Now, approaching turn 2 and turn 3. This is a very tricky corner. You don't want to send it too wide, otherwise you will be hitting the barrier. Get a good exit out of turn 3. Now turn 4. Here is another very tricky part of this sector, because if you get this wrong, you will be going into the gravel, and you don't want to be in the gravel. Now for turn 8, you want to downshift, but you also just want to touch the brake, making sure you get some good rotation onto the car. Downshift all the way to 3rd out of turn 9. Now turn 10. This is where we need to open up the car and get DRS wide open, making sure we can use everything we have. And now approaching the 3rd sector, turn 11 and 12. This is possibly the trickiest part of the lap, because you can cause some issues, and you can see that we've just hit the barriers, so we do have front wing damage. Now turn 14, we are going to have a long straight here. DRS is wide open, approaching the finish line, and where does it put us? It puts us P7 with a 111.9. That is not what we wanted, but we don't go out. I think we set a fast enough lap, and we did. And apologies, it wasn't a 111.9, it was a 111.092. So we are 2 tenths off the pace. It's good to see Mark Webber is also in the fight, only 5 tenths. But now we are going for our next flyer. We have made it through to Q2. This is where we need to start focusing and try to do as much as we can. We are going to set a flying lap, and we end up doing a 111.2, setting the fastest 3rd sector, which is not bad. You know what? Not a bad run. On used tires, only 2 tenths slower than what we did last lap. But here we are for the final flying lap of Q2. Let's see. Are we able to make it into Q3? At this point, it looks like it. Turn 1, getting a good exit. 1 tenth up. Approaching turn 2. Turn 3, 2 tenths up. Almost going a little short there, hitting the gravel. We are 4 tenths up, going out of turn 3 and 4. Now, let's have a look as we continue the lap. Like I said, fastest first sector, this is what we want to see. Now, approaching turn 7, turn 8. Here we go, qualifying has completed. Turn 9, now it is looking good, 8 tenths up. No one else has improved there. We've just had Max Verstappen put in the fastest lap of a 110.5. Approaching this final 3rd sector, DRS is wide open. Carlos Sainz has just put in the fastest lap. It is all to play for. We are improving ever so slightly. Get a good exit there out of turn 12. Now turn 13, and the DRS wide open here. We're a little bit late on the DRS. 9 tenths up, almost a second quicker than our previous best. Where is it going to put us? Is it enough for first place? And yes, it is. We make it into Q3, and we have set the fastest lap for qualifying. This is looking very good. Russell comes in 2nd, and Carlos Sainz in 3rd. Max Verstappen ended up P4. This is looking very good. 2 tenths. The field is very close together, and it is all to play for in Q3. There we go. We're going to go out again on a set of used soft tires. Setting just a banker lap, trying to see where we are, and we did a 110.3, which is quite surprising, and I was very impressed with that time, but it's only good enough for 2nd, so we need to see if we can improve. And going out of the 1st corner, we have improved almost by a tenth. Now, turn 2, approaching turn 3. Good exit here, trying to brake as much as possible and get good rotation. 2/10 up on our previous best. This is looking very, very good. We could be looking at a 109. Fastest first sector. Going into turn 7, turn 8. Here we go. Making sure you avoid this curve, otherwise it will send you into the barrier. Now turn 9, approaching turn 10. You need to slow the car down, get a good exit here. Charles Leclerc has just put in the fastest lap. No, George Russell has just put in the fastest lap of a 109.7. Are we able to beat that? We have set a personal best for sector 2, 5/10 up. Now, going into sector 3, 6/10. And here we go, approaching the final corner, DRS wide open, using up all of our energy that is left in the car, and we are 4/10 up. Is this going to be enough for pole position? Where does it put us? It gives us P2, and we just weren't able to grab pole position from George Russell. He put it in a 109.7, and we are 17,000th of a second behind him. What an astonishing lap by George Russell, and how close we are together. Max Verstappen has unfortunately ended in P8. This is not what he wanted for his home Grand Prix, but this is what we want because he is currently the leader in the championship. So any points taken away from Max is good for the rest of the grid. But we are now heading in to the race. Again, we have to remember that there is rain forecasted for the end of the race. Let's hope we can nail our strategy. Here we go.
For years, the passionate Dutch fans have been easy to find trackside in races across Europe. Here this weekend, it's even easier to find the Dutch fans as they have a race to call their own once again. A warm welcome to all of our viewers in the Netherlands and around the globe, of course, as we get underway for the Dutch Grand Prix. Zandvoort circuit then, 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with plenty of steep camber and elevation changes to keep our drivers on their toes throughout the 2.6-mile lap. Watch out for cars making use of the DRS zone into turn 1 to attempt an overtake. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, and Iceman completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Sainz, Norris, Perez, Verstappen, Bottas, Fernando Alonso, Webber, Joe, Leclerc, Magnussen, Gasly, Ocon, Albon, Hulkenberg, Stroll, Ricciardo, Sargent, Oscar Piastri and Yuki Tsunoda. And now it's time to head down to the track. And with me today, of course, is Natalie Pinkham. Let's talk about Iceman. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within the team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do. And that has definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
I mean, we are trying to build an enjoyable environment in our team. That's why everyone's so happy. And that's why we are able to achieve the results that we have. But that is your classification for this Dutch Grand Prix, guys. And we are inverting the strategy yet again. Hopefully our tire choice is correct and we are 5 lights and away we go for the Dutch Grand Prix, and we get a great start going up into first place by turn 1, and this is what we wanted to do. We are now the leaders of this Grand Prix, but are we able to keep this position? And are we able to win it? You know, we've been struggling a lot in the race, and Russell is second, Hamilton is third, and the Mercs, I'm pretty sure, are going to be just as quick, especially with Hamilton on those soft tires. But we need to focus on the race. We need to make sure we're able to try and break any form of DRS that they might get on us, and hopefully the car setup has actually performed well enough. You know, we've put on a lot of downforce on this car in terms of upgrade and also in terms of car setup. We've kind of catered for this track, so hopefully we can achieve a great result. But we've got 36 laps and we need to focus on those laps. So let's have a look as we go through the final corner before the end of our first lap. We are up into overtake. Russell is still 4/10 behind us. We're using all of our overtake on the straight because this is the perfect opportunity to overtake us, and we've set the fastest lap of a 1:16.9. That obviously will come down as the race goes on. Let's have a look. Trying to get a good exit out of turn 3, and it does look like we have got a good exit up into overtake just to try and get some more power in the car, just trying to get a even better exit. We have set the fastest first sector, and here we go, turn 7 now, then turn 8, trying to avoid the curve as much as possible, turn 9, and Russell is still too close to us. We are trying to break this DRS range because we don't want him to have DRS when we go onto lap 3, even 4, because then he will have the perfect opportunity to overtake us. We have set the fastest second sector. What a great lap so far from us, but it's still not good enough because we aren't able to break away from Russell. He is 8/10 behind us up into overtake. How is our lap time looking? It is a 1:12.2, the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and there we have it. We are now 1 second out of Russell's range. But on lap 5, Hamilton ended up overtaking Russell, and now he's overtaken us. But can we claw back the position? Can we be late on the brakes? We thought about it, but we did not do it because we just didn't want to cause any collisions between myself and the Mercs. And now lap 6, here we go, up into overtake, DRS wide open. Are we going to be brave enough? Yes, we are. We are brave. We are late on the brakes, and we overtake Hamilton. A little bit of contact, maybe a little bit too aggressive from us, but now we need to cover him off, but we can't because he had a better exit on those soft tires. And here we go, almost running into the back of Hamilton, but we managed to avoid it, and there we go. He is now up into first place. We are in second, but we have to stick with him. Almost running into the back of Hamilton yet again on lap 9. Trying to see if we can overtake him out of turn 3 and 4, but we can't, so we just have to stick with this position. And unfortunately, the worst has happened. On lap 13, he managed to break the DRS zone, so this meant that Russell could try and overtake us. But again, we are late on the brakes. Russell was too hesitant on the brakes going into turn 1, and that meant he left the door wide open for us, and we got P2 back. We have clawed back our time. And now Hamilton has pitted, and we are going to see if we can go for the remainder of the race on these medium tires because there is rain expected, and this is something that we need to think about. I don't want us to pit and then we need to pit again, so let's play it safe. You know, the guys behind us, they are going to be on newer tires, but they're still going to be about 15 to 20 seconds back, so most of them are pitting now on lap 18, but now lap 23, and we are still in first place. Hamilton 9 seconds behind us on the hard tires, and we are still waiting for this rain on lap 23. Have we made the biggest mistake? No, we haven't, because on lap 24, the rain has arrived. Our saving grace. Yes, the rain has started, and this means that on lap 25 we are going to be pitting for the intermediate tires, hopefully getting a jump on the guys around us. This is going to be very important. Hopefully we are able to claw back any time that we do lose by pitting a lot sooner for these intermediate tires. And yes, on lap 25 we need to get a great pit stop here to make sure that we aren't going to suffer anymore in this race, because we already went so long on these medium tires. As you can see there, 76% on the front tires, and we get a great pit stop, 2.3 seconds. We're hoping to bring that down later on in the season. There's not a lot of races left. We are on race 14 of 23. So here we go. We are on lap 26 on the medium tires. Are we able to now make it to the end without any issues, without any hiccups? Can we call back time? Are these guys going to pit? And on lap 27, they all decided to pit. So this is what we needed. We were catching them very quickly. The rain started getting heavier, and yeah, it was perfect for us. This is what we needed. This is what we wanted, and almost running a little wide there. Not the best exit that we wanted, and obviously we wanted to do it, have a little bit cleaner, but it's okay. We take it as it comes. And now lap 31, Russell 2 seconds behind us. We've been struggling since putting these tires on. We have started struggling with the tires. They are just not performing the way we wanted. So this means that the car setup is just not working, and maybe even the tires aren't working for the car at the moment because it could be any number of reasons, but we are struggling a hell of a lot. Lap 33, Russell is 3/10 behind us. The only thing that is saving us in this race is the fact that it's raining. There's no DRS, so DRS has been disabled, and this is helping us stay first. But we can't relax. We need to focus as much as possible, because any small mistake that we make means that Russell will overtake us. As you can see, he is now 2/10 behind us, but he is catching us very quickly, and he just wasn't able to overtake us into turn 1, and almost overtaking us coming out of turn 1. We have a little look, but he backs out. Now approaching turn 3, we're very slow out of this corner. This is not the way we wanted to do it, and Russell is still very, very close. He gets a great exit, and he is still sticking with us, almost in an opportunity to overtake us, but he just can't. He has to stay behind us in this part of the track, and this is helping us a hell of a lot. But the only thing is, coming up to this straight, we need to make sure we get a great exit out of turn 10, and using as much of our overtake as possible. And also turn 13 and 14 are going to be crucial in us winning this Grand Prix. We are on the final lap, going into the final sector. Russell almost overtaking us in this sequence of corners, and here we go. Norris has just overtaken Russell, so it's going to be Norris that could overtake us, but we need to focus now up into overtake, using up all of our energy. Are they able to do it? And no, they're just too far back. It means we win the Dutch Grand Prix. What an amazing race. With all the hardships we faced in the previous race, we managed to come back some great points for this Dutch Grand Prix. And there you have it. Driver of the day is Charles Leclerc. And that, honestly, guys, was one of the best races of the season, because of how action-packed it was. We were never able to relax and really say, okay, we've won this race, and you could see it, and we have managed to do it. We've won the race, and this means that the lead at the top of the table is going to come down. We also have that extra point for fastest lap, and we are up into 4th. We are 48 points behind Verstappen. There's still a lot to play for in this championship. But guys, and honestly, we don't focus on the constructors, because we've kind of realized, we haven't had a teammate that performs as well as we have. But yeah, I mean, that is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you want to. Hit that subscribe button. But you know what? That is it, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers, guys. Peace.